So today is the day I'm finally stripping down my EP3 and trying to restore it on a sort of budget back to its former glory.
And if you didn't already know, that this Civic has 221,000 miles on it. And yes, it is a bit rough around the edges, but that is the point of this series. I'm going to rebuild this car, take it back to its former glory, and it's going to live on and hopefully reach 300,000 miles. So make sure you've subscribed and watch along because it's going to be a good one.
And so far I've stripped off the quick release bumper, the grille, and taken off this front headlight because it has been apparently in a crash before. So I wanted to check behind it if it had, because also this light has had it as well because there's a massive hole in the top of it right there. There is no clip, so there's meant to be a clip attaching the top of it from there onto the top of this bit here. As you can see with this light it's fine, and as you can see the clip is there. It does need a good polish up, but this light is fine, so that one can stay in. For this side there's a bit of rust here which I'm going to treat, but behind it looks okay. There doesn't look to be like any crash damage behind it, which is good. But what we're going to do now is get rid of all of this rust here, try and give it a bit of treatment, see if it gets rid of it, and maybe replace a few of these parts like the horns here, and definitely this bump support here. Let's get this rust here, sand it down, take off that mount, put some rust treatment on it, and leave it overnight, see what it looks like tomorrow.
And so far the rust on this car is nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be.
Yes, get in there. It's not rusty at all. I don't know what you're on about.
And this is currently the rust killer that I'm going to be using.
I've now mixed the hammerite with some water, and as you can see it is very green. And now we can get it onto the front of the car, whether this is the right quantities of parts, because it says 9 parts water to 1 part hammerite. Who knows what the part is? I don't. Hopefully that's correct. And now let's go and apply it to the rust, leave it overnight, then fingers crossed we'll have less rust by the morning. Don't know if it's going to work. Let's see. So it is now a couple days later, and as you can see I've primed the front crash bar here, and I've put the rust treatment on, but it hasn't come out as good as I hoped it probably would have. I probably didn't make it strong enough, so I'm going to reapply it to these bottom sections here. And I've also found that I can buy this whole section here, so I'm going to take this off, buy new ones of them, because ideally both sides could be doing with being replaced because they are a bit rusty, and then they're only like 20 quid to buy, so I might as well just replace them with brand new ones. Also I have found brand new ones of these, so I'm going to take this side off as well. As you can see it's already taken off that side, so I can take this one off, replace it with a brand new one as well, which is great. For the minute there's not really too much else we can do with the front end apart from just stripping more parts off, which is what I'm going to do today. And there are also a few other little jobs that I want to get done. For example, the arch liners, because they are absolutely toast. We need to take them off. I want to take the wheels off, give the inside of the arches a bit of a clean out, paint up the calipers as well, but they will look 10 times better with a bit of colour on them. They'll just look newer. I know they're not going to be perfect, but I'm going to change the discs and pads very soon. But that is just a quick fix that I can get done now, and a nice easy win. So for now I'll get some more rust treatment on the front, get some of the brackets off that light out as well. We can get the arch liner off, let's get the wheels off and get the calipers all painted up.
And luckily this bracket came off nice and easily with a bit of WD-40. We can give the surfaces a bit of a buff down again, and then we can apply a bit more rust killer, but this time I'm just going to apply it neat.
Now that the car is all rust prepped, I'll leave that to soak in for a while. We'll get the carbon jacks, get these wheel arch liners out, take off the wheels, paint the calipers up, and I think give the inner bits of the wheel arches just a check over and a bit of a refurb as well. But I also said that I've got new wheels for the car as well, which I'll give you a sneak preview of now, but I'm going to show you in the reveal in the next video, so stay tuned for that. But for the minute, check out my new wheels. Sneak preview. And that is all you're going to get.
So it's now about time we jack the car up and get the wheels off.
So now we have the wheel off, we can have access to all of this area in here. And to be fair, it doesn't look too bad really. It looks like it's had a new arm done at some point. It's had a new drop link, I think. And maybe some new shocks as well. And I am going to change the suspension over at some point. I'm probably like this shroud behind the disc when I change the disc over, because this is pretty rotten. But yeah, we can change up, but the rest of the arch doesn't actually look too bad. The spring could probably be done with changing as well, but we'll get these arch liners out for the minute, see what it's like behind it. If we need to refurb it, then I will do, but I'll give this all a bit of a clean up in a minute, and then we can paint this caliper.
And now we can crack on with removing the wheel arch liners. Another easy job ticked off.
So there is just a load of these pull tabs, which you can see here, which I'm just going to replace anyway because a lot of them are broken, but you just slip up that top bit and then it comes loose and you get that out. And then there's just 3 Phillips head screws that I can get out there. And I definitely think I won't put this foam back in because that is probably what gathers a lot of water. I know it did on my Focus, so that will probably stay out of the car.
Yeah, I definitely think this arch liner has had it.
Now that it is out on this side, how does the arch look from under here. And actually, it looks really good, to be fair. There's no like big areas of rust or anything, which is really good. Just give it a bit of a clean up, bit of a paint, and then that should look ideal. So I'm well happy with that. I'll give it a bit of a clean up now, then we can paint this caliper in, I bet you can't guess what colour.
So now it's time we crack on with these calipers and add a bit of colour to the car. But first, if you haven't already and you're looking forward to this series and me rebuilding this EP3, then make sure you subscribe. First off, giving the caliper a bit of a clean so it is then ready for paint. And no, this isn't sponsored by Halfords, but their paint is actually really good to use on your brake calipers. They come up super well.
And then we have the first layer of paint already on, and what a difference that has made. Look how much better and more vibrant that is. Yes, we did go for red in the end. So if you guessed that, then well done. But yeah, I'll let that set for a little bit again. Another couple layers on, I reckon. That already looks so much better. And what a difference a couple of layers of paint has made. It looks so much better. Now time, just get the wheel back on.
And honestly, I know there's more better, professional ways of doing it. Just getting a can of paint from Halfords really changes the look of your car.
It's now the next day, and as you can see, the wheel is back on and the caliper is looking so good. You can now start to tackle giving all this bit a bit of a spray up. Now you can see I've had all the rust treatment on it. It's pretty much got rid of all of it, which is class. I'm going to give it a bit of a sand down now and get a layer of primer on it, let it set, and then hopefully we can put some paint on it, get it protected, and then this lower section here and up section is all going to be sorted. We just need to take these off now and then get this radiator out.
So again, out comes the sander. We can then prep the surface, make sure it's clean, and then we can get some paint onto it.
So now that this lower section is currently drying, and I've also run out of paint, I'm going to try and sort out the exhaust on this car because it's at the minute the loudest car in the world, and it is quite embarrassing to drive. It's because down here where the bottom of the manifold is, there's a bolt on this side, no bolt on that side, and the gasket that sits in it, which looks like this, it's like a donut kind of thing, is currently blown. So all the exhaust is just escaping out the side of it. So the first thing I need to do is get the car up on ramps, and then we can get this new donut fitted. So now that the car is up on the ramps, it means we can get access to the bottom of the manifold, which if I take you under here with me, you will be able to see it just there. As you can see, one bolt in that side, no bolt in that side, and then the gasket in the middle, which is blown. I need to try and get this bolt out, move the manifold over, get the old gasket out, try and get the new one in, then refit the bolt, and then hopefully it won't blow so much, but who knows, I don't know. We'll have to see.
But little did I know how wrong this was actually going to go trying to repair this exhaust.
So that didn't go to plan. The bolt has sheared with inside the like receptacle bit, but I do have the manifold loose, as you can see just there. But yeah, the bolt has sheared off. Oh, this is not what I wanted. So until I can drill that out, what I think I'm going to do now is replace the TPS sensor, because that is something else that some people were saying could make it a little bit lumpy, so we've got a spare one of them, so let's get that changed over. This is not going how I wanted it to. And here we have the new throttle position sensor, which we will get fit on, because apparently these stick quite a bit, so hopefully this might make a bit of a difference as well. And it is quite a simple change by the looks of it. It just looks like it's 2 Allen bolts and a plug, and that should just go straight on. So let's get that fitted.
And basically the purpose of a TPS sensor is to monitor the position of the throttle valve, and then it allows the right amount of air into the engine. So hopefully this can be a nice easy fix to help our problems that we have under 3000 RPM.
As you can see, the bolts are out. That's the old TPS sensor. I just need to disconnect the plug, and then we can fit on the new one wherever I've put that. And this hopefully should come off quite easily. Push and pull, and there we have one old TPS sensor, and you can see that gasket is just crumbling. So probably a good job that we are changing it.
And to get it fitted back in, to get the lower bolt fitted in, you need the smallest hands in the world. And with me, I don't. I have massive hands. So it was a bit of a pain in the ass to do.
Wow, that was nerve-wracking. Just trying to get the bolt in was more worrying than not dropping it down the engine bay. But I believe that to be really in. Looks pretty good to me. Now with that TPS sensor fitted, if you want to see the startup, then make sure you're checking out the next video, because that's where we're going to be kicking off from, and hopefully this car starts up super well. And so far in this video, we've sprayed up down here, taken off the arch liners, repainted the calipers, and it's looking so much better. And I'm really hoping at some point I can get the manifold bolt sorted, because that is a real pain in the ass. But if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know anything you want me to do with this car in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao. Well, it starts, which is a good thing.